So in this video, I'm going to explain you how to write a test bench for 4x1 mocks. So as usual, module, then test, module, then name, module name. So test 4x1 mocks. Then, so whatever the signals I have declared here, same number of signals I have to declare here also. So whatever is the input to my module, they should be declared as range. Whatever is output of the module, they must be declared as var. So these things I can simply copy to here. So my input, they are declared as range. And output is declared as var. Next, I have to do the instantiation. Your instantiation can be name-wise instantiation or position-wise instantiation. So always try to do the name-wise instantiation. So instantiation mocks 4x1, then module name, let M1, then okay. So that means this dot input of my test is connected to the input of the design. Similarly, dot select in is connected to select in. Dot output is connected to the output. Okay. So now I have to generate some random signals to give to my design. So initial begin. Select, I'm writing repeat 30 begin. Input equal to $random. This $random, it is a like inbuilt system task. It is used to generate a 32-bit signed random value. So totally a 32-bit random value will be generated, but as my input is 4-bit, so only 4-bit will be assigned. Similarly, select line is also equal to $random. So you can write input equal to 001, then select line equal to 00, then again delay, then value. So it will take so much time. So instead of this, I am just generating some random values. Then #1, okay. Then end model. So I need to display them. So I can use $monitor. $monitor means whenever my any signal like input, select or output will change, this $monitor statement will get executed and it will print the values. So input equal to %LB, select is equal to %LB. Output equal to %LB. Input, comma select, comma output. Okay, so input select signal is selecting, then output. Where I have written select only, okay, this should be selected. So here, what is the issue? You can see undeclared identifier select. That means in 13 number line, I have written some identifier select that I have not declared. So here I have written select, I have to make it select in. So I am getting, okay, some input output value. So now 30 number of random signals I have generated. So some random values I'm getting. So it is difficult to manually check them. So here I will be writing a self-checking test bench. So here if my output equal to input of select. So remember in the interview, they may ask you also write a mocks code in one line. So this is your mocks code, output equal to input of select. Here your mocks can be 4x1, 16x1, 32x1. It is not a problem, but this one line code, it will be applicable to all type of mocks. Output equal to input of select. Like output equal to input of, if select line equal to 0, output equal to input of 0. Right? Okay. Select line is equal to 0, so output equal to input of 0. Select line equal to 1, so output equal to input of 1. Select line equal to 2, so output equal to input of 2. So I can simply write output equal to input of select. So this is like one line of mocks code. So if this condition is satisfied, then $display design is correct. Else $display design is wrong. And I have written select, that should be select name. Okay, so now you can see everywhere it is giving design is correct, design is correct. Okay, but now my question is, have I checked all the possible values? See, let I have given my input equal to 0, 0, 1, 1 and select line equal to 0. So what should be my output? So my output equal to 1. If I am getting my output equal to 1, then I will think, yes, my design is correct. But here my question is that output is 1 is due to this part or this part? Because both are 1. Maybe you have done some mistake so that you are getting output from this line. But as it is 1, you are thinking that your design is correct. So like this, if you are generating some input like this, then obviously you can say that your design is correct. So what kind of input you should generate? If your select line equal to 0, 0, then your input should be 0, 0, 0, 1 or 1, 1, 1, 0. At that time, if you are getting your output equal to 1 or output equal to 0, then you can say that your design is correct. Both kind of signals you have to generate. Okay, so if for select is equal to 0, you are generating this kind of input, you cannot say that your design is correct because output may be due to input of 0 or may be due to input of 1. So you have to generate values like this. Okay, similarly, when select signal is equal to 0, 1, your input should be equal to 0, 0, 1, 0, next 1, 1, 0, 1. Like these signals you have to generate. See, this is also correct, but here you can't be 100% sure that your design is correct because these kind of situations may arise. Okay, and if you want to know, I will check all the possible combinations. Like here for input, there will be 64 combinations. Sorry, for input, there are 16 combinations. For select line, there are 4 combinations. So total 64 combinations. Yes, you can do this. But just think, if your marks equal to 32 cross 1 or more than that 258 cross 1, then how many combinations you are going to generate if you are going to check all possible combinations? I don't require to check all possible combinations. Whenever my select line equal to 0, 0, I need to check just these 2 values. Okay, so I have to think like this. Okay, what are the signals I required? If I'm generating those signals, then I can say that my design is okay, perfectly. Okay, so instead of writing these things, I have to generate those values. Okay. So I'm not writing input equal to random. So first I'm writing input equal to 0. Sorry, input equal to 0, 0, 0, 1, 4, bit 0 0 0 1 and select line equal to tick bit 0 0. Then repeat 3 begin input equal to input left shifted by 1 and select line equal to select line plus 1. Okay, so input left shifted by 1 means if first input equal to 0 0 0 1, then next input will be 0 0 1 0, then 0 0 0 1 0 0, then 1 0 0. It is sorry, it is not shifted to left. Yeah, correct. It is shifted to left. You can see your 1, it is shifted to left only. Okay, so let's see what kind of values it is generating. Then #1, then end. So before ending, I have to check the output also. I have added one extra end. Is not required. One is repeat begin end, then initial begin end. Okay, so test bench 29. Okay, mismatched. Okay. Okay, so this repeat begin, it is not required. Can select. So this is select in undefined identifier, it is saying. (16) line again. Okay, this is also select in. Okay, so now you can see 0 0 1 0 0 1 0 0 1 0 0 1 0 0. So all the 4 combinations are done. So this is for 1. See, if I'm just checking with this, then also I can say my design is correct. There may be a chance that your output is stock at 1. So for every this kind of value, you are getting output equal to 1. So I don't need this kind of things. I have to check with zeros also. So here I have to check it for zeros also. So here I'm just making input equal to inversion of input. And whatever the select in signal, I'm making select in signal constant. I'm not changing. So here what will happen? If it is equal to 0 0 1, so it will become 1 1 1 0 and my select will be 0 1 only. Okay. So here also I need to check. So after doing this, again, I have to invert the input. Okay, so again, it will come here, again, it will shift previously, like this, it will go on. So same thing. I have to copy paste here. Why I'm copy pasting here? Because first thing, I am just writing manually. After that, all it will be repeated. Okay, let you are designing a 32 cross mocks. Okay, then there will be total 16 values. So here you can write repeat 15 and it will generate all the 16 possible values. Okay. Now you can see how it is first 0 0 0 1. So select line is equal to 0 0, output is equal to 1. Next, it will invert the input to 1 1 1 0. Select line will remain constant. So output is equal to 0 means this 0 is only due to this 0. Next, what will happen? I am again inverting my input. Why? Because whatever the left shift I am doing with respect to this. So after again, if I am inverting this and I am doing 1 bit left shift, then I will get this signal. Okay. So you can see this part, it is like I am like efficiently checking all the possible combinations. Okay. So you may think that, ma'am, this line of code, whatever we have written previously, these are less. Okay. But you just think if it is 250, if you are writing here repeat 64, you may get all the 64 possible combinations. It is not a problem. But if you are writing 258 or 1024 or more than that, this kind of marks, so all the possible combinations, it will be difficult to check. It will unnecessarily take so much simulation time. So you just have to think what are the possible values that I need to check. So these are the possible values I must check. If I'm not checking these things, then I cannot be sure that my design is correct. So I have to generate the things like that only. So in Verilog, we are manually doing these things. If you go to system Verilog, there is like constant random verification. So there it is easy to generate this kind of scenarios. Okay. So now same code I can copy paste here. Okay, to check whatever the codes I have written for. This one, get label modeling style. Okay, so in the get label modeling style also I can see my design is correct. Here I have done some mistake. Okay, now here instead of 0, this kind of things I have done. So now you can see that here it is coming, design is wrong. Okay. So what I have to do here, I have to make it 1. Okay. So this is like a self-checking test bench. Okay. So now there is another conditional operator using which you can easily design a mux. So in the next video, we will see how to design a 16x1 mux or 32x1 mux using a conditional operator. So if you have any doubt here, then in the comment section, you can ask me what are your doubts.